Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. The show's about conversations that matter. You know, one of the things that I always aspire to learn is to how to, take money and build it, to create wealth. And I'm so fortunate to have a real estate strategist who actually teaches people how to do that. And she's got an amazing story on how she came to Canada with $800. And now she has more than enough. She is the author of 7-Figure Retirement, Real Estate Investment Strategies for Immigrants. And also she co-authored with Brian Tracy, The Secret of Wealth. Please welcome Lurline Henriques to the show.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure. Welcome. Okay. Thank you. And I was just saying, I love your power red suit. Looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I just have to say, before I go any further, congratulations. You just recently got an award, and I believe it was presented by Brampton's mayor, Patrick Brown. So
Correct.
Congratulations.
Correct.
What was the award for?
They call it Women Achievers Award. They
Okay.
say I've achieved a lot. I don't know who nominated me, but they just called me up and invited me.
Well, when people hear your story, they absolutely will know that you've achieved a lot. So let's talk about it. Tell us about your beginnings and to where you are now.
My beginnings, I came from Jamaica. And the reason I left Jamaica is because there were 4 of us in the family. Like my father died when I was very small. Maybe I was 2 or 3 years old. I don't remember him.
You don't remember him.
Then there were 3 siblings plus myself, 4, and I'm the youngest. So with my mother, the only breadwinner, it was hard for me to get what I needed on time. She had to satisfy my other 3 siblings before it came to me. And on top of that, she adopted 2 kids who were abandoned. She got them through the church. So she was feeding 6 of us. So then I thought, okay, I need more opportunities. By the time I turned 18, I needed more opportunities. And she says, no, you will not leave the house. You're the youngest, and you're going to be here. So then one of the 2 that she adopted, her mother was in Canada. She left her, abandoned her, and she tracked her down. So she asked her mother to sponsor her. Mm-hmm. But we were the same age, so we got very close. So when her mother sponsored her, we kept in touch. And then she started telling me all the opportunities that Canada has. And then I was so inspired, and I thought, I need to get to this Canada. So by the time I was 21, I saved enough money. I was 20, I saved enough money, and I asked her to find out the immigration sponsorship for me. And then she sent me the forms, I applied, and within 6 months I got through. So I said to my mother, I'm going to Canada now. And no, she couldn't stop me, I was 21. Mm-hmm. So I saved $800 plus my airfare, and I came here. So I wanted more opportunities, and I knew I had the passion to do what I wanted to do, so I came. I mean, I was scared when I saw the big streets and the bright lights and everything, but then I thought, okay, I'm going to make it. So her mother told me I could stay at her house for 2 days. Mm-hmm. And then with the $800, my friend said she could help me to make a lot of money from the $800, and we would go to the C&E. So I said, what is C&E? She goes, don't worry, I'll come with you. So I took $400 with me because I left $400 at home. My mother always say, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Right. So I left $400. So when I went to C&E, we went gambling. No. So I lost all the money. You see?
Ouch.
So the other $400 that I had, the next day I ran out and I looked for a job, and I got the job. I applied for 4 jobs and I got all 4. So I chose the one that was closest to home, and then I started working. And then I'm working, and it's not enough money. I kept changing job, a better job and a better job, and still it wasn't working. Then later when I got married, it wasn't easier because then I got pregnant, and then a couple years later I got pregnant again. I thought, okay, what is this? So then we were doing just okay. I had a nice home, 2 kids, and then I thought, okay, I need to know how I can make more money. But then disaster struck, and I got cancer, cervical cancer. And I said, oh my God, Father, I didn't come here for this, And the doctor says, Lurline, you must slow down. I said, doctor, I came for a reason, and I haven't fulfilled the reason yet, so I can't slow down. Mm-hmm. So then I'm spiritual. So they came to the house, and they prayed with me and anointed me. And then I had my cancer surgery at Toronto General Hospital. And then later on, I got pregnant again. And they
Wow.
call her the miracle daughter because I was supposed to have another child. So now I have my 3 daughters, a medical doctor, a doctor of forensic science and toxicology, and a lawyer. And they're doing well.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So then when I said to my husband, we're working so hard, we can't save any money. He goes, it's okay. We go on a vacation every year. The kids are okay. I needed more than that. So then the internet came available now, and I had this tool and I researched, now, who are the richest people on this planet and what did they do? When I came up with those names, they said they attributed most of their initial wealth to real estate. So I said, okay, Bill Gates was one of the names. And I said, I'm going to be the next Bill Gates. I had my job with the government, and then everybody says, you can't leave your government job. My husband says, are you crazy? I said, my mother told me the same thing in Jamaica if I was crazy, but I ended up here and I'm fine. I'm not crazy, otherwise you wouldn't marry me, right? Yeah. And then I said, okay. They said, interest rate is double digits, the country is gonna be in a recession, you can't buy real estate. And for some reason, when somebody tells me I can't do something, that's when I do it. Yeah. So then I quit my government job. I opened a little paralegal company because I still wanted to make money. So I had a phone there taking messages while I do my real estate education, and I did my research and everything. And then 2 years later, I bought my first property, and it was a 9-plex.
A 9-plex?
A 9-plex, 9 family, yeah, two family per unit, yeah. So I bought the 9-plex. It was an hour from home. I went home and I said to my husband, I found a property. He goes, yeah, where? I said, in Guelph. Again, he said, are you crazy? Do you know where Guelph is?
There's a pattern here.
Yeah. I'm just driving from Guelph, so obviously I know where Guelph is. Yeah. But one of my girlfriends, she had told me that we could partner together, and because she had the same idea.
Right.
And then we went looking. When we found the property, she goes, oh, I have cold feet. I don't want to do it again.
Oh, no.
I said, okay, thank you very much, but I'm still going forward. So I did, and I got the first property. And then it wasn't all easy. No. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now as a strategist. I'm educating people because I was introduced to the best agent in Guelph. And you wanted the best, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm just starting out. I needed the best. She was the best residential agent, but I was buying a commercial property because it's 9 units. So of course she didn't understand that it had to go through environmental studies. So she said, oh, you're gonna close in 6 weeks. I was so happy. So 5 weeks came by, we didn't even complete the first environmental study. So she asked for extension, they gave her 2 weeks extension. The 2 weeks came by, that one wasn't done, and they were gonna do a second one. She asked for another extension, and they said, no, we can't do that. She said to me, I said, what's going to happen now? I put $20,000 down. I'm going to lose it. She goes, no, I can get you bridge financing. I didn't know what that was.
Bridge financing.
Nobody told me what that was. This was a big property, value a lot. So bridge financing, until the environmental studies were finished, it cost me $25,000 in interest.
Bridge financing top of the 20,000 you put down?
Yes, okay. Interest only. Bridge financing interest. That's money I shouldn't pay. And if I had a mentor or a coach in the first place, they would have told me you needed a proper agent. Yes. A proper commercial agent, not residential agent. So I lost $25,000. So people might say, okay, I'm not going to pay an agent, a strategist or an educator or a mentor $10,000 because that's too much money. But then I lost $25,000. So, and people are still losing money like that if you buy the wrong thing.
You've learned from that.
Oh yes.
To help people to not make the same mistakes.
Same mistake, yes. And I made other mistakes too before I eventually got a mentor. But eventually I got one, and they set me on the right path.
Awesome. So you started with the 9-plex.
9-plex.
And how many properties do you have now?
I have a few properties. Yeah, and I've expanded to Orlando, Florida, so I'm doing the same business over there. So I've helped a lot of people in the community, people who thought they weren't able to purchase, because once there are several strategies. I specialize in the buy and hold strategy. So if I'm holding a property, I'm renting it out. If my tenant is there for 5 years or 8 years and there's no NSF checks, I'm going to make sure they buy a property. And some of them tell me, no, I'm not ready. I don't have enough money. And I sit with them and I work it out with them and I make sure they buy something. So they're happy. So I feel good because I'm helping people in the community. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And then how did this happen where you got to write a book with Brian Tracy,
Okay.
who is a genius in his own right?
After I did my award, I won an award for that because it's the first real estate investment book that was written in the English language specific to immigrants. So people were calling me. I got calls from Africa and from United Kingdom, and they say, I love your book and I would like to work with you. But with all the scams going around, how can I trust you? And I'm trying to tell them on the phone, but that wasn't enough. So then everybody knows Brian Tracy. He's a big legend around the world.
Right.
So then when I met Brian Tracy and then I told him what I was going through, he says, okay, we have the answer for you. So then we co-authored the book with Brian Tracy, and it's a bestseller in Canada, in the United States, and in India as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And then your other book, 7-Figure Retirement.
Yeah, this is the one, I won the award for that one, the
Okay.
7-figure retirement, yes.
Okay. Now, yours is specific to strategies for immigrants. Why is that?
I said immigrants because I'm an immigrant and people are telling me I'm successful. So I wanted to spread the wealth to the, to my community. But I mean, native people, Canadians use it. People around the world will use it. But there's some cool strategies in there for immigrants.
Okay.
Because they tell me that they're scared and they're nervous, and because they weren't born here. I know a lot of people who have good jobs and they've been here for years and years, but they just won't take the stand. So this encouraged them.
Okay, so this gives them the encouragement to take the leap of faith,
Yes.
to invest and to own,
Right.
which is a big deal.
Yeah, and
Okay.
some people use it. They buy it and they use it. But some of them are telling me, oh, I still can't do it. So how can you help me? So I partner with them. We do partnership. Or I can mentor them or coach them, hold their hands, and they learn as they go along and build up their confidence.
What drives you, that passion that you have, not only to better yourself and your family, but to help other people get to that?
Yeah, I guess because of how my mother was, because she could barely afford us, but she went out and took 2 more. And so she brought us up like that. She always says, you must give back, you must give back. And I teach my kids the same thing. Because the other day, my daughter, they're all in the States. And one called me and said, oh, Mom, she signed up with the Cancer Society. And they called her like 6 o'clock in the morning when she is really sleeping because she goes to bed late. They wanted her to come and volunteer to help out. So I teach them to give back. Because when you give back, it comes back to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you volunteer to this day, right?
Oh, yeah, today.
What organizations do you
Today I
volunteer?
volunteered with United Way. I volunteer with Costi. I volunteer with Junior Achievers of Canada. And I volunteer with my own church.
Okay.
Yeah, I do a lot of volunteering.
Wow. It is such a pleasure having you here, and you've really inspired me, and I'm sure people watching this incredible story. But love to know, how can people have that one-on-one and to have you mentor them through real estate strategy? How can they connect with you on social media?
My book, they can get my book from Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, or LurlineHenriques.com. Or I built a 7-figure real estate portfolio. It's TT&T Properties Inc. So we do real estate, and real estate has a wide range of things. We also do property management. And we have a cool strategy that nobody else has, where foreign students who are paying $2,000 a month for rent or $2,500 a month for rent, they can live free.
Wow.
Okay, so they can contact me and I'll show them how it goes if they qualify.
Living for free, I think, appeals to a lot of people.
Yes, you can live free for the 4 or 5 years that you're doing your studies if you're a foreign student.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for spreading this wisdom. Really appreciate it.
Okay, I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's how we linked up. through
Right,
LinkedIn.
right.
Yeah, so the power of the internet.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Wonderful.
Yes, that's true.
Again, so The Secret of the Wealth, available online, and 7-figure retirement strategies for immigrants. So I want to thank you so much, Lurline Henriques. I really learned a great deal. Thank you so much for your pearls of wisdom, and hope you can come back and join us again another time.
Okay, thank you for having me,
You're welcome.
Nikki. Thank
All
you.
right.
God bless.
God bless you too. We'll be back.
The Nikki Clarke Show, transforming lives one story at a time. If you would like to be a guest or become a part of our live studio audience or even to become a sponsor, just go to www.NikkiClarkeNetwork.com.